What's up, everyone? It's your boy Darkwell Algo, and thank you for joining me on another morning watch this building session. Yes, today is Wednesday, April 13th, 2022, and I was not here yesterday. I totally apologize. Yeah, so one, my dog is sick, and two, y'all know I just moved into my own new place, and it appears that I threw away a bank bag with some considerable cash in it. So spent most of the day ripping things apart, looking for it, but it's not here. So, Johnny, thanks for reaching out to me. Sorry I didn't respond. Yeah, it was just a horrible day, very horrible day. All right, so let's get into it, shall we? Where we want to start? All right, we got a little bit of news. We got some other things to go over, and I will try to get through these as quick as possible. Okay. I've got this new ebook I'm reading on Elliott wave theory. I think it's super important for people if you're trying to understand, like, the way the market moves in cycles. I'm trying to think of the easiest way to say that. So, great book. If you're interested, let me know. I got a link and I'll get it sent out to you. All right, let me get my charts loaded up and we will get into it. So, I didn't even turn on a computer yesterday. So, looking at my calls that I had swung for Monday, which I gotta start getting direction and flow correct, or else it's gonna be a nightmare for me. Right? I can be wrong on a day, but if I have the flow right, it'll eventually become back to where it needs to be. Oh, I got my finger. All right, looks like ES is having a pretty significant drippity-droppity-doo overnight, fellas. All right. So with that being said, let's do that, shall we? Morning, Terry. Morning, Johnny. Morning, Billy. Okay. That's not good. It's not so bueno. Wasn't it nice we had Laz back in here for a day and I started drinking these adrenaline shocks? Because, ouch. Yeah. Were you here, Johnny, when I kind of told what happened? Let me know. It is Wu-Tang Wednesday. I didn't even think about that. You guys are so smart. You're the smartest bunch around. All right, let's do this. All right, look at the old 200 or the ES. Right, it came right down that to that demand zone that I drew a long time ago. I'll just go ahead and move it over. Magic. It's also the 382 retracement and the 50-day retracement from the previous all-time high to this rally's low. What that congruence, whatever C word you want to use, compounding. Okay, hey, so Johnny, what happened was, oh, you know what? How's that? New process, got to get used to it. So Johnny, what happened was, I just moved into an apartment about a month ago, and I'm still unpacking, right? Because most of the stuff I have left unpacked is like knickknacks, right? Patty wax, give a dog a bone. No, it's like just little things. And I had some cash. I had racks of cash in a money bag that got tossed out. So that setback had me spinning out yesterday on my heels. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I even made it as far as, going out to the dump and asking them if I could dig through the trash, and they said that they wouldn't let me do that. So yeah, anyway, horrible day. So today as far as the market's concerned, I think we got a good reversal setup happening here on the old daily. Right, pull back to 382, 50% retracement. It is also a snow line. We did not close above the 21, so I'm looking for a reversal today, right? Beginning of a new 1, 2, 3 pattern, as you can see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Corrective wave A, B, C. What do y'all see over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. And now we begin our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. Okay? Y'all get it? Hopefully y'all get it. Because that's a little useless information that you can just let bounce around in your head, and it's not going to really affect you. Right? So just know that Elliott wave is a very powerful thing. Yeah. Johnny, I'm okay. I'm just a little panicky right now. Yeah, a little panicky because the same bank bag had about 20 grand in it, and now it's only got about, now I've only got about 3. So I don't know what happened to it, but it's not at my house. All right, anyway, I'm gonna move on. I dealt with it all day yesterday. All right, ES, nice little pullback here. See, right? I'm going through the futures really quickly first. I'm trying to change things up a little bit. All right, so ES daily bounced off the 382, 50% retracement. 4 hour, kind of the same story. We need to make a decision as a group if you want me to use the 30-minute chart or the 4-hour chart for the morning briefings. I can't go through 3 charts, right? I can go through 2. I'd prefer to only go through like 1. So if we can maybe on a Monday look at the dailies or the 4 hours, right, for the week, and then just really monitor our 30-minute levels, okay? That's what we're gonna have to start doing, just because I don't have enough time in the day. All right, ramble. All right, so 30-minute 208 came down, stopped us. All right, thank goodness for this nice little green box I drew there. Yeah, this is not pretty, but it's also a good recovery setup. Possible inverted head and shoulders. I really need to see us break above the 50-day or the 200, right? Or not the 200, or the 21, because look, you got this nice little wedge here, right? Or it's creating a wedge. Anyway, if it holds there, I'd be surprised. So it's squeezing, it's compacting, it's compressing, it's going to pop out one side or the other, right? We would prefer for it to pop out the top and go make a new all-time high, right? Because I'm kind of bear or bullish by nature. I'm working on it, so that's what I like to see happen for the ES. I'm looking at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ. What a POS, dude. All right, so we gave up the ghost. 2150, 200 day are all stacked negative moving average wise, and we've got okay, so again, what I like to see is if this is a 382 retracement from this last little run it ran on, right? So here to here, back down to wrong tool. Here to here to here. All right, so it's currently at a 30-minute 236 retracement. That is the line in the sand, okay, from a Fibonacci perspective, right? kind of the proverbial line. If it breaks down below and continues to close, like if this 30-minute candle closes here, then it didn't invalidate the overall trend. All it did was retrace the micro trend. Okay. It's a 30 minutes. Let's look at the daily just to kind of see what's going on as well. Right. Oh, I like this doji. This doji, this candle. I know there's a name for it. I have to look at my wallpapers here in a minute. But what it means is that there is a lot of selling pressure on this candlestick for yesterday, but it didn't close on the lows, right? Does that make sense? So it didn't make a new low and close. It stayed there. This candlestick is what I call the, I don't know, the market slayer or whatever, something crazy like that, right? Because what it does is it creates a sword. Let me see if I can show you this. It creates a sword. So you've got a trend coming down, right? You've got another trend. Oh, you've just got trend coming down. What happens is you hit one of these little trend slayers or whatever, and it's a reversal signal. So we can look at possibly reversing up and out of here, right? This candle did not make a lower body, right? It's literally within like 25 cents, but I've seen them manipulate. I've seen them manipulate everything, right? So potentially upside plays would be above the daily 200. That's at 140.42. I'm just gonna wait to 14,105, right? Wait till we get back up to that 50-day simple moving or 50-day Fibonacci level. Then we have the actual 50-day. Sorry, I forgot. Excuse me. I forgot this volume is labeled some weird way, right? What? Come on, keyboard. You can do it. All right. All right, the actual 50-day is up at 239.75, right? And so I'm gonna wait till we get back above that. Then we can consolidate here, right? We can just consolidate in this area right here until we take another larger move up. If you look, we do have an inverted head and shoulders. So suckers. There's people out there saying that it's not. Proving I'm wrong. No, I'm just kidding. All right, moving on. Next up on our list is the Diddly Dally Daily Dow, right? Look at this thing. Look at it go. Same situation as the NQ. Then it doesn't have the fib levels drawn up on it right now. Let me see if I can get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, so our overall longer trend Celts, or not Celts, fibs. Right, downturn, rally back up. We have confluence, congruence, symmetry, compounding, right? At 339.30, 36.011 is the 127. It's also a snow line. And where else do we have some? Look at that 30 period coming in there and slapping people away. That's massive. All right, same kind of deal except for this. Jeez, come on, dude. All right, what I see here is a potential head and shoulders as well, right? The 50-day is the neckline and it's holding everything up, with all things being equal, right? In a very generalized scope of things. If you see this, it's a head and shoulders. You're supposed to short below the neckline, all of those things. I didn't trade yesterday, so I don't know if it was just, looks like it was super super low volume, which is interesting. All right, again, I'm gonna wait till we get above a daily close above the 50-day, and then we'll just get down to intraday. Well, mission completion. It hit the 382 retracement. Oh no, it didn't. It did it. Yeah, close enough for government work. All right, it came down, hit it, rallied up. We knew that already though. Oh no, we didn't. I like how the 2150s are stacked positive. If we can get a little bit of support coming in, I don't. Oh. I don't know what's the highest weighted equities in the Dow. So I think Microsoft and AMD, maybe Google. It's Microsoft and something. So if it can do its job today and keep us up, then I think we can see a little bit of a move back up. Definitely watch for the wedge breakout. Set some alerts if you want at the 618, 342.50. The safe play, like I've told everybody from day one, is making sure you're above your 50 and your 200. If you're not, go find something that is. So, oh, the Dow. All right, moving on. Red-headed Russell. Red-headed Russell. Look at that move. Okay, what I like, series of lower lows and higher highs. Stack positive moving averages, 821 50-day on our 30-minute. All of that. Oh, and we are at a skyline. I like the 2027 target, and yeah, see how that is a head and shoulders forming on. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's it for the Dow. All right, looking at the Russell. Trend reversal candle here. We got to get back above the 200. So look for some moves in small caps today. All right, gold. There's gold in them our hills. Why didn't we take this trade? Somebody, anybody? I think we need a better way of getting into those plays. Like, we need to get into those. All right, anyway, gold, stack positive moving averages, broke out of its wedge, continuing, ride the 9. Okay. Target, I would say 2044. But not for today. Well, maybe today. All right. Taking a quick peek at crude, trying to recover, right? It's made it to the rehab door. It hasn't quite gone in yet, right? It's still taking a drink in the parking lot. All right, trying to get back into a new Elliott wave, possibly. But I think this is a good reversal point for it. So we're going to keep an eye on crude and ZB bonds. Y'all got a nice move on. What was that? Monday? No, Tuesday. All right. And then the yen should be continuing to fall. All right, that's it. All right, let's get into the news real quick, and then we will go over y'all's requests. How am I doing on time? Sweet. Doing pretty good. All right. Squarespace. CEO announcing her intention to resign as chief financial officer effective in July. Said it is not a result of disagreement, and that she will continue to be effective until the end of July. All right, so Squarespace. I've never traded it, but it's been talked about a lot. SQSP. No. SQ. Jeez. Well, I see bullish divergence. Do you see bullish divergence on the 1 minute chart? Yeah, net buying, consolidating price action. I like it. Squarespace should be a fun one to trade today. So far, it's made the list. It has made the list. Oh, what was that? SQSP. Full on. One second. My phone. Alrighty, so you know what I just noticed too, and it kind of irritates me a little bit, is that there is a bunch of people that are claiming to be dark pool experts. Do they not know who I am? No, I'm serious. They yeah, the whole simpler trading group is now using, I don't know what tool they're using to look at dark pool data, but one of their moderators, Cody, he's new. He's pretty cool, right? Nothing about the guy, but he does use a lot of dark pool data to kind of try to guess change, right? So frustrating. All right, industrials, nothing there. Deutsche Telekom said it has bought additional shares in T-Mobile from SoftBank for $2.4 billion. I didn't know that SoftBank was part of that whole WeWork thing. As part of the deal agreed to in 2020, the purchase of the 21.2 million shares via call option raises Deutsche Telekom's stake in T-Mobile to 48% from below 47% as planned. Google has unveiled its plan to invest about $9.5 billion across the U.S. offices and data centers in 2022, up from $7 billion billions in 2021. All right, so the Tesseract. One second here. Sorry. Let's do that one. Sorry, I'm just, let's see. I gotta get the right dang chart up. I don't know why it's not pulling up. There's something wrong with my computer. I had to reinstall everything last week and it just still hasn't figured its way out. Where is the stupid dailies? Jeez. All right, so Google, and T-Mobile, huh? Ooh, that's gonna be nice. Oh, that's so juicy. All right, we'll get into Google and T-Mobile later. I gotta start writing these down. Schemas. Google. Tesseract. Alrighty. Let's get into it. So this is, wait. I'm just scanning the news. I'm not really saying anything that's like super important. Novavax raises its protein-based COVID-19 shot, receives conditional marketing authorization to Switzerland. Novavax, I know some people have bought that before. That's Nvax. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. NanoString shares are down 20%. We don't trade them. GlaxoSmithKline, GSK, is acquiring Sierra Oncology in a $1.9 billion cash deal to bolster its cancer drug portfolio. Under the agreement, outstanding shares of Sierra will be canceled and converted to rights to receive $50 to $5 per share in cash, which is pretty decent, right? Not bad at all. All right. In financials, yes, sir. JP Morgan had earnings. BlackRock had earnings. And so did, I think that's it that I have access to. Okay, JP Morgan. Whoopsie. Q1 revenues at 31.59 billion versus 31.48. Total deposits 2.56 trillion. Provision for credit losses 1.6 billion, larger than most estimates. Non-interest expenses of about 20 billion, blah, blah, blah. What basically happened was, I mean, we know what happened. It's called this big red trend line. So, yeah. Again, I'm not going to look at anything. I would prefer the 50-day 200 on top of each other setup to anything else. I don't know where this thing's going to stop, to be honest with you. Keep an eye on it. BlackRock had earnings. Did I do it again? All right, look at that. Q1 EPS at 9.52 versus 8.8. They almost beat by an additional dollar. Q1 revenue 4.7 billion versus estimated 4.73. Q1 adjusted operating margin of 44.2, and assets under management $9.6 trillion. Wow, that's crazy. I would say that's pretty decent. So 30-minute 21's at what, 725? Right. Oh, PayPal. PayPal's back in the news. All right, BlackRock. I don't know if I like these guys or not, to be honest with you. I've never traded them, so I can't speak from experience on how they move. But maybe somebody can find that out and let us know. All right, so end earnings. What? All right, so out of the earnings slump from the weekend, watch this video. We're still in that active pattern of a move to the 4-hour top, or the 4-hour cloud, right? Consolidation for the last 3 days. We're getting some, some slingshot squeezes ready to rip off. They just reported earnings. Geez, let's see what they did on their last earnings. Dividend. All right, so last time I had earnings in March. Their revenue was down 1%, and they took a dive, right? They fell down, bumped their heads. They were also trading at that time right at that zero line on the daily, moved them to 1 standard deviation away, right? Trying to move back into, you know, the generalized flow. So again, if we can get a 2150 cross up, then I would look for this to start pulling its way back up. Where's my tools? Let's just say this is the current run that the market is in, right? The cycle that it's in. Pull all the way back almost to the 382, which could be a little micro head and shoulders, but not too worried about it. All right, so yeah, that was BlackRock and JP Morgan. All banks are reporting this. Well, not all, but banks start reporting this week. So up and down and up again. Earnings report was bad. I don't know. This is just ugly. This is one we need to get Laz's help on because I believe he traded it for a long time. So if we can find somebody that's traded JP Morgan for a while, we can figure out how to make it work with our stuff. Okay. All right. PayPal. PayPal announces departure of its CEO. New one stepping in. That's it. PayPal daily news. 21 is above the 50, but I'd like them to start to be curled up a little bit. All right. All right, that's it for that. Energy, the IEA cuts oil demand forecast as China reimposes lockdowns. Sorry, I was having ahead. The consumption estimates about 925,000 barrels a day in April. The global market now sees imbalance for much of the year. The API reported crude inventories rose 7.8 million barrels in the latest week, while inventories at Cushing rose 400,000 barrels. Gasoline inventories fell 5.1 million barrels, and distillates fell. Oh man, damn it! Distillates fell 5 million barrels. There was a fire this past weekend at a San Francisco area dock, could force Valero to cut its fuel production. VLO with some wicked news. Buy the rumor, sell news. All I can say is it does what it wants to do. Oh my gosh, this thing's so choppy. Look at that. Chopper fest. So on these, I really don't want to trade it, to be honest with you. The safe play, or a potential play, something that you could look at and research and do your own due diligence on and figure it out if you want to do it yourself, would be a 102 1 if they have dollar increments, when you get out there, do the 100 106 and then the 96, yeah, do the 100 and the 96. All right, that's pretty much it for the news. Let me just see if there's anything else here that is going to be important. Delta, oh sorry, Delta had earnings today. I didn't even realize that, my bad. Delta EPS loss of 123 versus 127. Q1 revenues 9.35 billion versus 8.92. There it is. It's a ripping. It's a gone. Look at that, 5,200 days. So powerful. It's bananas. BANANAS. All right. All right, in world news, Blinken says that he was not able to confirm that Moscow used chemical weapons in Mariupol. His credible information that Russia may use chemical weapons or agents to weaken and incapacitate entrenched Ukrainian fighters and civilians as part of an aggressive campaign to take over the city. The RBNZ raised interest rates 50 BPS today. Well, at today's meeting, versus estimates of a 25 BPS hike. The RBNZ said moving the OCR to a more neutral stance sooner will reduce the risks of rising inflation. A larger move now also provides a more flexible monetary policy, so they can keep spending money. But I'll tell you what. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Sorry, clickety clacking in your earballs. You don't need that. All right, so that's interesting. So the Fed was recommending a 25, and this RBNZ just said, you know what? We're gonna make our own decisions. Jeez, I wouldn't want to be the one telling Powell to take a hike. All right. Sorry, just making sure there's nothing else. Okay. Stock futures are looking to rebound following yesterday's pullback amid mixed inflation picture. While supply concerns amid Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine helped push oil prices higher, right? After the prior day fall, the yield on the 10-year edges to about 2.73%, right? It's, did I already? Huh. Why is PayPal on my futures chart? Bad, Mike. All right. What did they say? One. So it's chilling down here at 141, right? Yes, they're saying that they want it to move. All right, doesn't give me next level. Keep in mind, event calendar today. We do have earnings after the close. DLPN, RENT are your earnings after the close. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day for that. Also, remember it's a short week, so don't just give away your lunch money. Fight for it. All right, so PPI 830, core CPI at oh, that is interesting. All right, so those numbers are in 1.4, which is bullish, I believe, and core PPI is 1%. Wow, that's crazy. All right, let me check this out real quick. Looks like a healthy market's at about 0.5. All right. Starting to learn a little bit more about all these things. Also, at 10 o'clock, we have BOC, that's Canada. 10:30, crude oil inventories, and then 30-year bond auction today at 1. So you got to pay attention to that. It will move the market. Okay. Some things like trade balance isn't going to move the market as much as, or at a specific time is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Stocks fell on Tuesday after an early morning bounce gave away all of my profits to selling as investors. If I had been paying attention, I would have, whatever. As selling, it gives way to selling as investors weighed the latest US CPI inflation data, which shows another 40-year high. The data comes out ahead of today's producer price index, where March headlines, month over month, PPI stands at about 1.1%. And on a year-over-year basis, the jump to 10.6%. Core March PPI, excluding food and energy, at about 0.5, and core year-over-year, I say 0.4. Meanwhile, China's race to stop the spread of COVID-19 is clogging highways and ports, stranding workers, and shutting countless factories, disruptions that are rippling through the global supply chain. Yes, it's true. You're going to start not being able to get all those cool things at Starbucks that you like. Those cups and whatever. All right, so in Asian markets, the Nikkei index jumped over 500 points to 1.93%. Go Bay! The Shanghai index fell 0.82 to 3186, and the Hang Seng gained about 55 points. In Europe, the DAX is down 0.9%. FTSE 100 is flat, and the US dollar pauses after a 9-day rally. Euro falls ahead of this ECB meeting today. What can we extrapolate from that information, right? I would like to come up with a process for that. All right, that's it for the news. Let me get your plays so that we can get them into it. I did it. I think I like this new format better. If I could just stop, I don't know, talking smack about a bunch of stuff, we can probably get through it even a little quicker, right? So great idea, Johnny. Thanks for reaching out and letting me know about it. All right, so we want to see Apple, Abivai, Delta, American Airlines, SPY, Tesla. Give me 1 second here. All right, so AMD, ABBY, DIL, American, let's not also forget to look at TMUS, Google, right? There was some news out about those as well. So AMD, I love trading AMD. Abivai was, I think, made the move last week. That's not the right ticker. ABBV? Yeah, Abivai. And then all right, 15-minute chart. If you're new, this is the first time you're here joining the stream, welcome. Thanks, appreciate the support. I will go over what you're looking at in just a second. While you're waiting for me, take a moment, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, and then click the little bell notifications every time so you get notified every time we put out a new video. Okay. All right. AMD. What do you see? You see lines, you see bars, you see other lines. That's right. Green bar is a price action. The purple line is the flow index algorithm. It tracks smart money, dark pool, block trades, large institutions, hedge funds, right? It's created its own algorithm from that, and we call it the flow index. Okay. So what we look for is we look for opportunities where the flow index has deviated or diverged from price, either in one direction or another. Okay. With AMD, I'm not seeing any sort of divergence really to speak of on the 15. So let's check it out on the 1 minute to see if maybe we can catch a quick play. All right. So divergence. What is divergence? Divergence is when the flow index and price are heading in two different directions. That divergence has got to play out. Okay, let me show you what that looks like. Let's see, I'm trying to find the best example. All right, so all right, so we have some longer term division that may need to play out up to 97.53. See how at that time the flow index was heading up, right? When price started to come down, that's that divergence. So the level at which price and the flow index deviate is where we would say the divergence is. Okay, where price finds support or resistance and retraces or reverses, that's where we're like, that's the bottom, right, or the top. So we want to catch the move from either, if you're in puts, you want to obviously catch the move to the downside. If you're in calls, you want to catch the move to the upside. Anyway, that's the divergence we look for. As far as AMD is concerned, so what I see, and to be honest, I'm not super confident in AMD, but I'm confident in you and your ability to trade it. So I would say it's making higher lows and higher highs, barely. It's got a little bit of a wedge to break out. Everything does. That dark pool level at 95.10 that came in on yesterday, came in after the close. I'm not seeing a white bar. Do I have to turn something on to see? Oh, there's the boxes. Let's look at it both ways. Let's say AMD gets a rally, right? This mouse is making me angry. It's being janky. All right, so all right, so kind of an H-shaped pattern, which I'm not super bullish on, right? But we do have a Wu-Tang reversal setting up. We had one last on the 11th as well, right? So that's kind of what we're looking for, another one of those. This could very theoretically be building the inverse head and shoulders that we would need to go long. So I think we're going to get an upcycle. I'd have to look at the rest of my chart setups, Celts, etc. But I think that's just tough. I've got the AMD 100 calls already at $1.50, so they're worthless right now. I love options. I'm tomorrow's the last day too. Oh. All right, so it's simple. If AMD can get up out of, is that the weekly bottom? It's crazy. All right, so potential inverse head and shoulders setting up like I mentioned earlier. So I would look for a move like this on AMD. Where's my thing? Something like this. So that's the full move. So that's a 4-hour bottom, weekly bottom. So the 4-hour top of the cloud is at 96, 96.25, which was, I think, yesterday's low. Yeah, so look for the move up to yesterday's low and through it, back testing it for support, 96.41, right? Then it would continue to make its third leg, fourth leg, fifth leg, right? Okay. Alrighty. From a dark pools perspective on AMD, I'm just seeing the run-of-the-mill, support resistance levels. Okay. All right, now make sure I turn my charts back to 15 minutes. Abby buy. So this is a good example here of bullish divergence. What do I mean by that? If you can see that price, it took a steep drop, not Steve Jobs, steep drop. At the same time, the flow index continued to make higher lows and higher highs. So that is an area of where price deviated from the flow index, and it's really right only about all right. Yeah, so I like Abby buy. Abby buy is fun to trade. Let's see if we can chart it. Wow. Big pullback. Wow. All right. All right, from a fib perspective, we're currently just chilling back at a 50% retracement. All right, so from this low here to this high, and then I grab this first pullback, right? Which if I bring it, oh, come on. All right, so we just basically traded down to a 50% retracement. I think that level may hold, right? I don't think we're going to get a move down to the 382 because if we do, there's a trading zone that runs that 165 down to 163, right? And it's a down trading zone, which I don't think it would allow price to complete the down cycle. Sorry. So I think it can start here. But basically, looking for support at where we're at right now. All right, we'll get price back up above the 50, and then we can look at going long again. I'm just going to chill out until I can get some bullish direction. All right, next up is Delta Airlines. Oh, you guys, so if you're interested in trading the airlines, trade the ETF, right? The ETF for airlines is called JETS. JETS. ETF for auto industry. How come we don't have a... Okay, the JETS ETF is getting ready to complete out its divergence that it had. Oh, that's already done. So what I would look at is, yeah, anyway, JETS is easier to trade than Delta and American Airlines, right? I would assume they're both pretty similar. All right, so Delta Airlines has divergence down to about, oh, where's it at? Right here, this white bar, which is a regular and a dark pull level, have printed on top of each other. 3870. Excuse me, 3670 is the shorter divergence point. Divergence meaning that, see how the flow index is doing one of these and price was doing one of these? Yeah. That divergence has got to be traded out. So I would, so it rallied up, filled the gap. So there's no gaps that need to be filled. This is just the last 3 days of dark pull and regular block trade data, okay? And why I'm telling you that and that it's important is because there's a ton of regular block trades at these 3882 level. I don't, it's a weird level, right? And then a bunch of support at, I have such a hard time reading these. 36. I'm sorry, I had to read that twice because I'm used to AMD being like, or just used to trading large caps. I'm like, wait, lower price. Yeah, so good support, good base of support, and it's got a good area of resistance, kind of making that 4-finger pattern. This is, yeah. So Delta, I would say, yeah, I would look short. This is what JETS looks like. Oh, great. What's good? Something's happening with my internet again. You guys are going to get a little bit of lag for a minute until I get this all figured out. All right. Let's look at American Airlines real quick. And then, all right, American Airlines. This is a little different setup. Kind of reminds me of Head and Shoulders. Well, regardless. So the flow index was trading with price action up until this point here, which is 1705, right? And then all these little micro divergences played out up into here, right, where price took a large direction upward and price just kind of fell off, right? Well, then they started selling out of their positions and bringing price up. So it looks kind of like a little cup and handle inverted backwards coming in. Massive amount of regular and dark pool levels. Massive, massive, massive. Like, this is just unreasonable. They don't need to be trading those. They can trade. Then go trade large caps. All right, so what do we have here? So we've got a high, a low, a higher high, a higher low. If we can make a new higher high, we can get in on the pullback to the higher low. So let's see if I can. Yeah, I'd recommend. All right, so next up we've got, sorry, I'm exhausted. Tesla. Seriously? All right, there's a SPY. We want to look at TMOS, Google, and what do we got in the request? So GOOG and shop. Yeah, I got you. I'll look at shop real quick. Alrighty, from top to bottom, the SPY. Look at what it's done. When I say divergence is real, please listen. Right? The flow index was just chilling, illin', minding its business. Right? When it decided, hey, we're at a good enough position, let's start selling out. Okay. So divergence. So price rallied up past the divergence. I don't know what's up with my chart tools right now. My whole thing's lagging. And it's causing me to go way over on time. So regardless, see how this divergence traded out. Sorry, I was just looking at the charts. All right. If the flow index continues to make higher lows and higher highs on SPY, I think we get a nice bounce. More bounce to the outs. We get a nice little bounce to potential. Look at that. Oh. So that's the other thing too. If you're new or you're going to get a trial for FlowTrade, ask all the questions that you can about how the charts work and what the divergence means, right? Because the flow index has no y-axis, so it can just move all over the chart however it wants. This is, I should just change the 1 minute. Let's just do that. All right, there's that 1 minute divergence. So if I go back and I get myself as much data as possible, bringing it in, bringing it in. Okay. Where's the divergence? To here. Right. $448.06. Okay. Expect this SPY to make a bunch of stair steps on its way back up, but I like that divergence. Good one. All right, get back. Dude. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my computer, but it's being a POS, that's for sure. All right. T-Mobile. I know that there was some news that came out on them. No block trades on, well, regular, there's one, never mind. Here's a perfect example of how divergence trades out. So the flow index is net selling, right? Price is continuing to move up like this. The flow index is selling selling people those shares when they realize, oh crap, there's no machines over here helping me out. Let's get out and manage our risk. So divergence occurred at, what is this level here? 131-ish, right? Continued to move up to 134. So it rallied about $3. Meanwhile, the flow index was selling off, price action was going up, and look what happened. Price came down to meet the flow index. Okay, it's not the other way around. All right, T-Mobile, what do we got today? I like that there is some news. I can't remember what the news was, but I remember hearing T-Mobile's name over the weekend or yesterday. And let me check one thing here. I mean, it's pretty spot on. The retrace from the high, 235 or 236. Yeah, I think we're going to see it continue to move up. I like, seriously, give me the right tool. $132, $133. TMOS 133s. All right. Google. Talk about bullish divergence. This is a 15-minute chart. It melted right through some regular block trade levels. I can't read that. All right, so I had to change the data on it to only look at the last 2 days because it was gathering a support level from March something. I don't think it was going to be valid. I wish it would hurry up though, because I'm 8 minutes late, breaking my own rules already. All right, shop. I like this bullish divergence. I don't know how long it's going to take to trade out, meaning I don't know how long price action is going to continue to fall. So what I'd like to see is some more blocks come in and act as a magnet to pull price action up with it, and for the flow index to continue making higher lows and higher highs, which is it's done, right? High, low, high, low, high. Excuse me, low, high, low. So is this the beginning of the Wu-Tang reversal? No. Fortunately, it's not, because we made a low, we made a high. We're supposed to just make another low or a higher low, right? We can look at the downside of what this movement may be, right? And assuming that this is the, I can't get into the whole thing right now. Remind me to do it one day and I will. Basically, shop's at that level. If it cracks this, and it's got a pretty decent fall down to, what is that, 568, 550? If this level holds, then those dark poles are going to be magnets. 703, 713 on shop. And then Google will be the last one. I apologize for running over. I should not have done it, but I was having fun. All right. All right, what does Google and Shop look like? Each other. Really strong divergence on Google. All right, I like the 2850 calls. All right, I'll have to look at the options volume, but we have a regular block trade at 266.65.70 and another one coming in at 257.26 next, and then finally the last regular block is at 28.59. Okay, so Google is notorious for making these giant moves without any prior warning. This is a great example of the Wu-Tang reversal that I was talking to you about. All right, it looks like this. You get a W shape out of it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, long above here, long above the 2 point. Okay. All right, I think that's it, man. I really got to run. You want to look at TSM? This is where I start getting in trouble. Come on, load up, please. Everything on my computer is dead slow right now. All right, it's Marvel. Does it look like Google? It does. All right, come on. Yay. TSM trading with price action. Looks to start beginning some bearish downtrends. White line level 97.44. Google, look at this strong divergence. Net buying, that's what that is. They're like, buy Google on any dip. Okay. Initial divergence is at, I can't read that, 260.73. Let's just call it 2,700, all right? 2,700, 2,750, 2850. $50 increments on Shop or Google. And I think you're good to go. All right, I'm really out of here this time. Thanks. I apologize again for not being here yesterday. If you have any thanks, Johnny. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section below. I gotta run. Yeah. Stay safe, stay green. Don't risk it for the biscuit. It's not worth it. No, I'm just kidding. Have a great day.